Welcome to Process Costing Part 3. This is a continuation of Process Costing Part 2. By the end of this ACLET, you should be able to list the steps for using a process costing system. In the previous ACLET, we introduced equivalent units, a handy tool for dealing with messy ending work in process, partway completed units of product. Now you'll see where we use equivalent units to track manufacturing costs through multiple departments. We'll start with an overview of the steps required in order to track manufacturing costs through one department. Then in separate ACLETs, we'll walk through the steps in detail using an example. The steps will need to be repeated for each department involved in the production process. And keep in mind that our end game, our main objective, is to figure out the cost of our completed units of product, our finished goods. For each department, step 1 is to reconcile the flow of physical units of product. We need to keep track of the physical units in the department and make sure that they're either completed and transferred to the next department, or they're partway complete at the end of the accounting period, so sitting in ending work in process. Lucky us, we'll assume that we have no shrinkage. That is, no waste, no production mishaps, no lost units. Every unit that we begin working on makes it into finished goods at some point. The second step is to calculate the number of equivalent units for all three manufacturing costs. Step 3 is split into A and B. Step 3A is to summarize the total cost that we need to account for, and Step 3B is to calculate the cost per equivalent unit. In Step 4, we take the costs that we needed to account for from Step 3A and assign them to either the completed units of product or to the partway complete units of product in ending work in process. In other words, we'll take the total costs and split them between units completed and units partway completed. We'll work our way through all 4 steps for each department in the production process. We'll apply these 4 steps to a manufacturing company in separate ACLETs. This concludes the ACLET Process Costing Part 3. Process costing is continued in Process Costing Part 4.